Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Trick. Somebody's trying to create something similar to this, and they're using the uh, perspective tool, and it's just not doing what they want. So if we start off with a 2-inch square, make a duplicate and move it over here and make it a 10-inch square. And then if we go here and go to effects and blend, and let's blend it just 8 times and we get that. Now we need to go to object and break the blend apart, and there's still a group of objects, so we need to go to object, group, and ungroup. We can actually use the under Windows, Dockers, and align and distribute, and I think probably this one right here would be the best. So I'm not far enough away, so let's do it again, and maybe this one. Never really know which was what. Okay, that's pretty good. So if they group that together, Control G, you know what? I'm going to make a duplicate of that because I'm going to use it here in a second. And if you group that together like it is, and you go to Object and Perspective and add a perspective, it just doesn't work. You can see it makes them not even a square. So the way I did this right here, kind of neat, depending on how many squares you need. And if you can see, we're not lined up. So let's ungroup them. I need them all to be in a line up. So I'm going to line them up like that. So they're all in one plane. Now I'm going to take a 2-point line, and basically I'm going to get rid of that one, but I'm going to go from that node to that node, and that node to that node. And this is kind of important so you won't have any problem. Go ahead and group all that together. Let's see how big this thing is. It's 10 inches big. I'm going to set my nudge factor on 15. And then I'm just going to take the Smart Fill tool, set on any color. It's on red, so we'll hit that one. And I'm just using the down arrow key to nudge it down. And look at that. We've got a perfect shape. Now I'm going to Control G to group that, Control D to duplicate it, and then I'm going to mirror it like that, and I'll just move. And you can do this mathematically. You know what? We are going to do it mathematically. Let's put it right on the edge. That's not quite there. Let me zoom in here a little bit. It should snap right to it. Okay, and then let's use see it's on a little bit of a slope already. Let's go like 0.5 of an inch and nudge that down. See, and we got a perfect one. So now group this together, Control G, and let's just move it, Control D to duplicate it, and let's just move it down, and look at that. And then Control D, well, my Control D isn't working very well. Control D. If you do it there, it worked. And then if you keep going in Control D, it'll work. Now it's not a square, and I made this one a square, and you can do pretty good. So Control G to group it, and I'm just going to use the handle right here to kind of make it square. And to make sure it's square, bring in an indexing line and just kind of look at it. And we're right on the money. I did a good job. But that's how I would do it. And the reason I grouped these together and moved them, I don't want those lines there. You know, even when let's say you do this, let's fill this in again, and we take the lines and hit delete. If we look at it on a wireframe, nope, they're not there. I deleted them. So maybe that was on the perspective tool when I was trying it for him. So go back to view and enhanced, and there you go. And you could still do a lot with this. Since it's a group, you could pick it, hold down the shift key and double click your rectangle. I'd put a rectangle around it. And let's make it black behind. Let's go to object, order, back a page, and look at that. And then you've got that selected. You could use the interactive fill tool to do stuff like that, or put one in the center, expand it out, maybe even put like blue in the middle, I don't know. Just total different look. Anyway, I hope that answered his question, and thank you for watching.